my ideology on Faust because that was the reasonable, objective decision.
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in, welcome in. It's good to see everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome in, Pocket. Congrats on getting first. Welcome in, Ray, of course. It's good to see everyone. We're missing a few folks today. Cyril will be coming in later. Aldous should be coming in just a second. And Sapphire might be coming in a little bit later as well after she has finished making her dinner. So, well, it's good to see everyone. Hello. How are you all doing today?
Wow! I'm doing pretty good today. The heat has abated slightly.
Hell yeah. Not boiling to death in your room is the best of decisions.
Yeah, I was so overheated. I was like falling asleep in my chair several times.
Oof. I've been doing that a couple of
bad.
times. Whenever it gets like super, super hot, I'm like, okay, I need to move. I need to turn on my AC. It's like 5 feet away from me. And I'm asleep.
Oh, I wish I could do that.
Fucking brutal, man. Alright, well, greetings, dear spirits, and welcome to the Tables of Tartarus, division of Purgatory Corner, where fate is bound by dice and stories are carved into eternity. I'm your storyteller, Sinspeaks, and today we're going to be continuing Tyrant's Wrath. Take a seat at the table, and let the threats of destiny unravel before you. Every story is a reader, and you should always share your stories. I haven't talked a lot today, so my voice is a little bit dead. But I have ice water to make it so my mouth works a little better. Yeah, normally I talk for like an hour or two before stream, but...
Yeah, I just put my spell points back.
Yeah, I did that like 2-3 weeks ago, I think.
Oh. Only 2 weeks ago was the last time we played, so...
That's true.
Yeah. But yeah, so we today are going to be doing a session prompt, and then we're going to be talking about what happened during the last stream. Why is this not playing on my right audio? What the fuck? On my lo-fi save beats is not playing on the right audio track, and I don't know why. Okay, that's a bit weird. On. Something has to mess up every time. Volume mixer, lo-fi save beat. Oh, it's because I muted it. That would make sense. Yep. Well, yep. That would make sense. Hi, Aldith. How you doing?
Greetings.
Hey, Ray.
Oh, that's unfortunate timing for you.
I'm losing my fucking mind. Sorry.
Don't worry, Aldith. We'll suplex your computer for you.
Yeah, my computer friggin' it like my search bar to like look up for Discord literally just isn't working. So
take your
going to my
time.
files. I'm gonna be there. I promise.
You're more than fine. Take your time. Ain't no rush. Anyways, yeah, we're going to be doing a little session prompt for today, and then talking about what happened last episode, and then seeing the insanity that may or may not be happening this episode. But for the session prompt today, I don't remember who I did on last time, but
I do.
Who was it?
Because I did it last time, which originally meant Dakota would be the one, but Aldith has just arrived.
The timing is beautiful. If you want, we can start
But
on
Aldith
Dakota and then
is-
move over to
yeah.
Aldith. Yeah.
Probably best.
Oh,
No, we can do me. We're good. I'm on my phone, so I don't know how well I sound, but actually I'm like right about to get onto my computer again. It restarted. So do Dakota first, actually, so I can load up on my computer, please.
Okie
my
dokie.
time.
Dakota, the
Thank
session
you.
prompt for
On the chopping
today.
block.
And for everyone who doesn't know or who is just tuning in, the session prompt that we do for our players and our characters here is to get a better insight into the characters' minds, into the players' minds, into the general gist of it. So if you're interested in doing it yourself, you can do it for a character that you have in mind, for a book that you're writing, a game that you're playing, an OC that you've made, for any show, any game, any idea that you have in general. You are more than welcome to apply it and use it for your own purposes, and you're welcome to post it into the chat itself as well. It is always fun to watch what you guys see and what you guys are thinking in the chat as well. But Dakota, the prompt for today is, what would your character consider a life well lived?
I think that Dakota would consider a life well lived a life that, like, he feels that he chose for himself. Like knowing that his choices got him, like, into the position that he's in, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just upholding that idea of, like, you know, freedom, like knowing that there's, like, potential, like choices, and, like, he could do whatever he wants, but just knowing that he chose his path, I think, would make him feel satisfied.
Okay, fair enough. Aldous, you good?
Hi. Yes,
Ah.
I'm here. Do I sound good? Do I
Yep,
sound
yep.
better than on my phone?
A little bit, yep.
Great.
Alrighty. Aldous, what would your consider? Oh my god, what would your character consider a life well lived?
I originally wrote this down because I didn't think I was going to be here so early, but she, if you were to ask her, like, before she joined the party and, like, right now, before, I think it would have been, and even, like, still a part of her now believes that a life well lived is avenging the people of her village and enacting her revenge. But I think she's grown a lot as well, because now she has so many people on her side. Like, she has, you know, the party, and she has Greta now, and just so many different, like, things that don't make her a sheltered, relationships that don't make her zero in on something so big and sort of distract her from the fact that, you know, she's gone through such a terrible loss. So I think now, like, as we get closer to the end of the campaign, I think now it's more she is realizing that living her life to the fullest with everybody around her, that is a life well lived.
Okay, I like it. Alrighty. Gelmar, what would your character consider a life well lived? I don't know why I can't say that shit. I just said it perfectly like 2 sentences ago.
Honest answer, I'd say he probably would have the headspace of. It's probably not exactly the best thought, but trying to help other people and making their lives more interesting and getting to watch them actually go about.
Okay. I like that. Alrighty. And Ania, what would your character consider a life well lived?
So, is that question about, like, anyone or specifically her?
I'll let you answer as all three if you want to. Most specifically,
No. No, I meant, like, is that just a general, what is her opinion of, like, if anyone has a life well lived, or, like, just, like, her as a character specifically?
What
her
would
as a
you consider
person?
her life well lived to be?
Okay. Originally, when she was, she hasn't really talked about it ever at all, but it is sort of a driving factor. to her, a life well lived is one where she outlives her mother natural lifespan, like prevailing, because as a changeling she has a human lifespan and her mother is still a wood elf. So by continuing down the druidic path, she actually wants to because she knows druids, high level druids, can actually live longer. And one of her main goals is to become a good enough druid to outlive her mother, because she doesn't want to die before her.
Interesting. Okay.
But not having her mother die, and that's how that happened. She doesn't want that. Natural life cycle assumptions.
That's actually a really interesting view of that. I like that. All right, well, thank you guys so much for the answers to your character prompts. And always, ladies and gents, if you're interested in posting your own character prompts, please do so. Any episode, any chapter that you guys are interested in doing so. You can even come over to the Discord and post your answer to any of the previous prompts that we've had inside the series, inside the Discord, if you guys are interested in doing so. But if you guys are interested in checking out my players, please do so right there. If you guys are checking out the characters, you guys can do so there or inside the pinned message, which will be right there. All right, for the recap, last episode was mostly inside of the orc party, if I do recall correctly.
You do.
Yes. So I think you guys, let's see, for the orc party, a lot of it was Aldith talking to Greta, and kind of, I guess, to a degree, kind of showing off, like interacting with her and getting to learn more about her, a little bit more of her past, and sharing a lot of Aldith's past. Ania got to talk with Ambassador Alicia, kind of learning why she's at this party specifically, since the orcs are somewhat, I guess, separated from the main territory of Harmonious Haven. Let's see, Cyril
embarrassing everyone.
Yeah. Cyril decided to take multiple psychedelic mushrooms, because that's never a bad plan. And kind of let loose a little bit. Rolled a natural 20 on acrobatics check to absolutely throw himself onto his spear in the most pole dancing way possible.
Speak of the devil.
Hi, Cyril.
You need not summon the devil. Just speak my name and I shall appear.
The devil has arrived. And absolutely led much embarrassment leading over to everything. Which Galmar to a degree followed, and interacted with that embarrassment as well. And Dakota got a special sideline with Katrin, if I recall her name correctly. One of the two assassins that have been after him for quite a while. One of which that he shot in, I believe it was the leg, if I recall correctly. And so he kind of had a discussion with her where she basically told him that she is, or they are not actively going to be hunting him down. At least not in the way that most would assume. They're watching him, following him, and trying to get a good moment, so that they can fight him more or less on equal terms. And they really vehemently refuse the idea that he's going to die before they get to kill him. So they very explicitly told him, don't die against your previous patron, because we don't want you to die until we get to kill you. And they also apparently been killing a lot of other assassins that have been after him as well, as most assassins inside the Assassin's Guild, especially to the best of Dakota's knowledge, really hate their targets being taken away from them. It's a point of pride for a lot of them. And these two, very, very especially, seem to be wanting to make sure their hunt is done correctly, if that makes sense. After that, it was kind of, air quote, hinted towards the idea that Greta is Alicia's sister. As to why Greta is not using their elven names, no one knows. no one's really asked either. And it doesn't seem like they parted on the best of terms either, based on what you guys can tell from Alicia's reactions to Greta and vice versa. But yes, so after that, the party started to wind down, and most of the party has decided to kind of chill for the night, kind of rest up a little bit, and Ania and Dakota decide to try to follow Alicia, as Alicia is now heading back into town without anyone around her. I think that's where we left off, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, that
I
sounds about
believe
right.
everyone was winding down, Cyril was passed out. I don't know if Gilmer was passed out. Aldith was with Greta, just sort of, I think, talking still. And Ania and Dakota were heading off after Alicia.
Galmar was still conscious in the area. He was just giving Aldous some space until she finally said her goodbyes for the evening to Greta.
Before I forget though, Cyril, real quick, I want you to do a session prompt as well since you just popped in. What would your character consider a life well lived?
A life well lived to Cyril. Would have been a life full of not adventures in the sense that we go on right now, but those little life adventures. And so a life full of those, and finding that person that really makes you a whole of two halves, you know. And I know it's what's the word?
Feel complete?
I know it's not like a super exciting thing, but really a simple life lived filled with friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Simple life with friends and family. Honestly, that's the kind of well-lived life I like. Funny enough, that's also how Arthur's life was, as you remember.
We
all right,
get these two together one of these days.
One of these days, man. One of these days. But yeah, so most of you are kind of starting to wind down for the day. Galmar is BRB, but Galmar would, at near the end of the kind of celebration, as it's starting to kind of die down a little bit, would see his father kind of approaching the area. He would probably head off to talk with him a little bit to kind of show what little there is that is still going on, as the orcs do go off late into the night. And Cyril is almost undoubtedly passed out, somewhere probably in the middle of the area, probably with his poncho laid over him, probably due to Dakota, and or Aldith. And Ania and Dakota, you both decide to start following Alicia back home. Now, it is about probably, I want to say, probably like 3 a.m., maybe 4 a.m., like very, very late into the night, far later than most of you guys would have stayed up in the first place. The entire town is quiet. It's all pretty silent. She's kind of wobbling to a degree. Like, she's clearly somewhat intoxicated. She's seems to be pleasantly detached more than anything else. She seems to like stop every now and again, look at, you know, the flowers on the side of the road. She looks at, you know, the stars or the lights that are set up, or, you know, other bits and pieces like that. Just a slow walk. Is there anything in particular that you guys are doing, or are you guys just hanging pretty far back, just watching her, just making sure she gets home? What are you guys doing exactly?
Even though when she did ask Alicia if she wanted to escort, and Alicia said no, Ania isn't really intent on hiding the fact she's shadowing her, and will actually start to walk to catch up with her unless stopped in some way. Like, she doesn't see any reason to hide during this.
Okay. Dakota?
I think Dakota would probably follow Ania's lead. Yeah. Just kind of looming, I guess he looks like. I think Dakota probably followed along more to just, I guess, see what Alicia's up to. She's related to Kieran and everyone, right? That's this the Alicia. Yeah, okay. So it's kind of that. And also just, you know, making sure she's all right. The cowboy stuff, and then also the, you know, the Dakota stuff.
It all lines up.
It's layered.
Alright.
It's layered.
So as you guys kind of like catch up to her, it's not hard to catch up to her. She is walking at a very slow pace. If anything, it looks like she is genuinely experiencing the world, for lack of a better term. More than anything else. Hi, Sapphire. How you doing?
Sapphire, hello.
Good to see you.
Hi.
And yeah,
Sapphire.
Alicia is just generally walking just down the road. Just seems to be legitimately enjoying the life. As you catch up to her, obviously not making your general presence known. She doesn't even seem to look at you for the moment, but she just kind of says, either absent-mindedly or towards you, you're not quite sure, she goes, she's like kneeling down to a flower and gently like running her hand over it as the flower seems to bloom ever so slightly more, and she says, you know, I don't think I've ever spent that much time around the flowers themselves around here.
Before we continue, we did want to give the chance for Sapphire to also follow. I will need to fill in Sapphire with a quick anecdote of what's going on, though.
No worries. Feel free to do so.
Sapphire, do you need a quick overview of the situation?
I missed like a whole episode, so yes.
Yeah. So last episode we were at the party for Aldith, and it was a great party. There was a hallucinogenic mushrooms that Sapphire would have had the option to take one of. There was
Definitely
alcohol. Would have. Awesome. That's gonna be a whole thing. Cyril rolled a natural 20 on athletic check and went absolutely crazy. Aldith had a date with a lovely lady named Greta, who is from one of the bars we visit. And Ania was talking with the ambassador, and Dakota got visited by one of his assassins, but they weren't trying to kill him. They were just like being ominous. Right now the party's winding down. Ania and Dakota are going to escort the ambassador home by themselves, and everyone else is still at the party. Cyril's passed out. Aldith is with her date, and Gelmar seems to have caught the eye of someone, and he's probably going to be visiting them. So Sapphire has the option of being conked out at the party on hallucinogenics, following Ania and Dakota, or going to spy on Aldith or Gelmar.
Now, the party itself was an Orcan party, so you can think of it like, I guess, almost traditional tribal parties and stuff like that, like a lot of dancing, probably a lot of drinking to a degree, strength exercises or like tests of strength for the most part. A lot of like talking. There was also a lot of tattoo work going on as well, which I don't think I mentioned last time. But orcs are very big on tattoo work because tattoo work kind of implies, to a degree, association with specific clans or a marking of passage from one part of your life to another, or showing off specific actions or things that you've done in your past, kind of similar to Hawaiian culture, where they tattoo events onto your bodies to show what you have and have not done. Which we'll get to that for Aldith actually in a bit as well. So is there anything that your character will have wanted to do during this party, with a bunch of games, a lot of mingling that could be happening, potentially tattoo work? Orcs are very big on tattoo work, partly because it shows you dedication to specific clans, and there's 4 major clans, I want to say, within this one area. So a lot of different tattoo work, a lot of different sections and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff that you could potentially have done during the party, if you're interested in doing so.
I'm not sure what Sapphire would want to do. But she'd definitely take the hallucinogenics.
Nice.
Oh yeah. they would definitely have made you, well, one, Bill would be much more clear. Bill would have gotten significantly more clear as the night would have gone on, in terms of like, he's around you and he's more or less a physical being towards you, but there's always like a distinct ability for you to tell that he's just not real per se. He's there, but you have always in the inkling in the back of your head that he's not there. The mushrooms definitely break that line between reality and figment, and he becomes a little bit more, air quote, real to you. So yeah, most definitely he would have spent a lot of time around you, telling you various stories about the time he spent traveling, and the different things he would have seen. It's a little bit of an older Bill, it looks like, based on your ability to tell as well.
You can take advantage of this. Go, transcend reality.
See into the beyond.
See into the universe, child.
Sapphire no clips back into the Feywild.
I vanish. Woo! Into the back rooms we go. But yeah, most definitely that's like something that would have been really big for Sapphire, would be to get to talk to Bill a little bit more if you had any questions you wanted to ask him most specifically.
Oh. I mean, not off the top of my head, but I'd probably be like generic questions about whatever he's talking about. That's
fair. All right. Yeah, you'd get a lot of like discussions about him, about his past. You are not 100% sure if everything he's saying is a tall tale or actual reality. It's really hard to tell with Bill. Also, he's constantly drinking, so you're not sure if a ghost can get hardcore drunk, but it certainly feels like he does. So, but yeah, if there's nothing in particular that you would want to do during the festival itself, aside from probably mingling, talking with a few people, things like that, definitely the shrooms will have had a decently large impact on you, and definitely, would be. The world is brighter for you, I suppose, is the best description I can give. The lights are more clear. You're seeing shit that shouldn't be there, but at the same time, you grew up in the Feywild. That's pretty much normal for you to a degree. Same with Bill. So honestly, it's just like a better experience than most people, especially Cyril. God damn, Cyril's had a time with these shrooms. But you're pretty much like, this is as close to what you grew up with than you've had for years. So this is kind of like, this would be very similar to kind of like you reliving the past to a degree, where you are like feeling normal, I guess, quotation mark, back to how you used to feel, for better or for worse, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
So there's 3 different options of what I'm doing. I could do, I mean, like, as far as like the group's concerned.
Pretty much. At the moment,
Like 4.
Gelmar is heading over to an old man to talk to him. Very slow old man. Aldith, I'd probably say that Aldith is... Actually, yeah, that's a good question. Aldith, what are you doing?
Trying to figure out a name right now, dog.
Same by yourself, whittling. I don't know.
No. I suppose this brings up a, valid question. Other campaign, are they on the same day as us, or are they a couple days
no,
behind
they're like
us?
2.5 weeks before you guys at the moment.
Okay, great.
What do they spend their time doing?
They did not have any form of travel that you guys have had, so they are so far behind you guys in terms of days right now.
Cool. I was just making sure. Listen.
It's good. It's good to ask.
She'd probably be like making her rounds, if that makes sense, because like oopsie daisy, she spent most of her night with Greta, so she should probably, you know, talk to people who are, if there's anyone still out there, like not thank them for coming, but like show appreciation and stuff. So yeah,
thank you for
like,
coming to the place that you live.
Yeah, but like thanks for like celebrating, you know, like for doing something so nice for me type thing. Like she's showing her appreciation. If not, like if there's like not that many people, like if she goes through that really fast, she's probably sitting around the fire.
Okay. So yeah, Aldith will be sitting around the fire that is probably slowly dying off. Gelmar is walking over to an older man walking towards the now more or less quiet party. Dakota and Ania are interested in following the ambassador Alicia, the Elven ambassador, as she goes back home. And Cyril is currently passed out next to Aldith, with his poncho kind of covering him, seeming to have worked himself into a deep sleep. Pop in Hornbot for you. Duke. There you go. Oh. Any of those are good choices.
Sapphire would most likely stay at the fire.
Alright, cool. So, yeah, Aldith,
Toasty.
while you are kind of sitting there and in your own, you know, kind of brain and such, Sapphire would definitely sit next to you. As you two are, I think, thonkin, chilling and chatting. We're going to look over at Ania and Dakota for a second. But yeah, so you guys kind of walk up to her, and Alicia kind of like kneels down to a flower, kind of running her fingers over it. The flower seems to for lack of a better term, basically brighten up a little bit. And she says, she all the time that she's ever spent in this city, she's never really paid attention to the flowers as often as she should have.
Ania's going to walk closer in like easy talking distance, and trying not to scare, because she doesn't know if the ambassador's talking to herself or if she knows she's there, and she's gonna like speak up. It's gonna be like, let me get my brain recharged into Ania mode really quick. I had a line and it disappeared. Give me a second.
You got it. I believe in you.
Thank
There's more time to
you.
put on my Dakota playlist.
More time for the playlist to boot up.
The playlist.
It's like, I got it, okay. It's like, why not?
She kind of, like, she just kind of keeps running her fingers over the flower. It's just a, regular flower, honestly. There's nothing super special about it. It has no particular properties. It's one of the wildflowers that just kind of grows up between the paved ground of the road inside Technolopolis. And she kind of, like, tilts her head a little bit at it, and she goes, well, I've spent most of my time here inside the inner sanctum. Is difficult to spend time out here muddling around when either everyone hates you or they see you as something beyond who you are.
I think both of those things can be fixed if you spent more time outside.
Maybe. Tinkerbell has a lot of those issues too. She is, of course, within the gnome region a lot, but she speaks for all the gnomes, so they don't tell her as much as you might think. She actually gets most of her information from Glimmer. Everyone talks to Glimmer.
You quit being the ambassador if you like.
If I quit being the ambassador, pretty sure the Elven Kingdom would stop talking to the Harmonious Haven within, I'd give it probably a week.
Then are you doing it for the Elven Kingdom or for Haven?
She seems to think for a minute, just staring at the flower, before slowly standing back up, looking at you and genuinely smiling, and she says, I don't know. I don't think I've known for a long time now.
Ania looks at the flower for a bit, also thinking. He's like,
You seem really lonely for someone who doesn't seem like they were very lonely in the past.
She kind of raises her eyebrow and kind of looks back at the flower before kind of turning on her heel and starting to walk very slowly back towards the inner sanctum. She goes, it's hard to describe.
Ania goes to catch up. Oh, go ahead.
As you catch up to her, she's not walking quickly. She seems to be, I suppose, like letting your footsteps fall in line with hers. So she's just, I guess, existing in the world around her. And she goes, Starshadow Kingdom isn't a home to me. As odd as that may sound, especially considering how much effort I put into everything here. My brothers are difficult, and my sisters have already left. So, I don't like being in the kingdom very often. It is pleasant, as most of the elves there treat me like another one of them, but I am, by almost every standard that you can imagine, someone that they see as higher than them. No matter which elf I talk to, no matter which area I am within. I am a Silverleaf. The diplomat. The one who walks and speaks with every race. Here I am still the same. An elven ambassador, one who's here, but they still see me as the same. The one who runs the town.
Is that why you started being an ambassador? To travel out?
Kind of. When we reach about in our hundreds and mature to a degree and are able to learn from our past, we choose one of our seats. We choose either the leaf, we choose the star, we choose the moon, whichever one we prefer. Moons are combat-oriented, such as Everon. Stars are magic-oriented, such as Kieran and our grandmother. And the leaves are diplomats. Our journey, our struggles, and our tests are to make a better world around us by using those around us to learn, to educate, to... While back in the olden days, it was to find out their weaknesses and use it against them, but that is not a necessity anymore. So now is to build. And I enjoy being around folks for the most part. They're silly and strange, especially Tinkerbell. Once you start her talking, she's never going to stop, so well, be prepared for that if you ever talk to her, but it's peaceful. I was raised to not take into account most of their opinions of those around me, as by the time that they die, will probably have barely lived. But the longer I stay here, I don't know. Stranger it gets to imagine that. Especially having now almost died. It's hard. I don't think there's a single person in this town or inside of the kingdom who would have visited my grave and known who I was.
Oh, that's a trick question. I can say I would, but then you would say I don't know you.
You know me less than my siblings do. And my siblings don't know my favorite color.
What is your favorite color?
Blue.
I feel like this is important now. Oh, that's a nice color.
Most believe that it's green, like the nature around me, but I like blue. The deep color of the ocean. The calm, shimmering waves. It's always put me at rest. You two are now the only people on this entire continent who know that answer.
I will endeavor to remember.
Almost dying has a way of making you think about things you never think about otherwise. I suppose maybe that was the goal of Bloodfang, or maybe he was just particularly spiteful. Could have been both.
Ania's thinking for a bit, kind of quiet. Part of her wants to ask, like, more work-related questions, but she keeps holding herself back because she knows this is not the time to do that.
Yeah, this is kind of what Dakota's thinking as well, but he doesn't want to, like, you know, he doesn't know how involved... I don't remember if Dakota's learned at all how involved Alicia is with, like, the Shadowstar business.
To the best of y'all's knowledge, she specifically wants you to go to the Shadow Kingdom to spy on her siblings to find out why they're acting different than they did like 50 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That does give me an idea for a question.
Oh.
It's like,
Did you always feel like this, or did something change? I mean, other than the almost dying part and all that.
I suppose it's a mixture. My siblings have always been, well, true to their name, I suppose. There is nothing on this planet that Kieran desires more than magic. He follows in the footsteps of our grandmother, and she's the one who built the Starshout Library, after all. She was more kind, and she desired to give to all those around her. Again, is why she built the Starshout Library, is to offer the knowledge of all that we had at our disposal to everyone else. We could learn more than anyone else could in our entire lifetimes. It would take 10 orc generations for one of us to pass on. That amount of knowledge, that hardcore focus that we could bring, is more knowledge than almost the entirety of their multi-generational lifespans could possibly promote. And she wanted to share that. She wanted to be able to bring everyone else up to the same standards that we had by simply letting them learn to their own desire. If someone could not learn in 40 years what took us 120, she would walk them through in 2 everything that she had discovered. She was a credible woman from the stories we were told. But her biggest focus was magic. Do you know what her greatest accomplishment was, Ania?
Not the library, I assume, if you're asking that.
No. The greatest accomplishment that my grandmother ever learned is rumored. It's not a fact, but it's inside of her spellbook. It is said that she is the only being on the planet, or at least to our available knowledge, who has learned a 7th level spell. Her spellbook is the highest relic inside of the Starshout Kingdom, touched exclusively by the stars. Not even I can touch that book, only Kieran. He believes that he can surpass her, and that has been his focus since he was a child. But recently, I don't know how many years ago, but recently, he dived into it even harder. He started refusing the help of other scholars, believing that only he could potentially learn such incredible magic. Honestly, I believe it's one of the reasons he went down to the Elder Tree, as he believed that only he would be able to save it. My opinion, he's a fool. But my opinion doesn't go very far with him. Everon is very similar, but slightly different. He has no one to hold himself against. Unlike our brother, our grandmother was not a fighter. So instead, Everon worked his way up the entirety of the Elven army. You would know Ania from many stories that you've heard back then. The Elven army is primarily made of spellcasters and swordsmen who use spells in combination with their sword fighting. Everon is famous because he has no magic. He beat hundreds, if not thousands, of spellcasters with purely just fighting skill and mastermind tactics of the battleground. He literally became one of the greatest soldiers that arguably you've ever heard of, purely because he wanted to be at the top. He is a single-minded, dangerous person who believes that at the very top of the world is a throne that is built with the swords and weapons and potentially the body parts of every person that he has defeated over the years. And he intends to sit on that throne until the day that he dies. For better or for worse.
Nia speaks up and asks perhaps a curveball question, possibly to you as well. It's like,
What was your grandmother's name?
I do have her name, I just have to go and find it.
nice.
Hold on just a moment.
Dakota looks solemn.
Seraphina Star Whisperer. The one who created the Seraphina, or the books of Seraphina. That would be the third guild.
Wait. Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that my guild?
Yeah, that
Like,
is your guild.
Why isn't it called Star Whisper Library?
She believed that the library should be focused on the kingdom rather than us. Star Shadow is the name of the kingdom because it is a tie to us as the elves, the star line, as that is the first line that was created. And the shadow is that there is always something hidden. There's always something connected to us that we do not think about, we do not see. It is our shadow, the thing that walks alongside us and with us at all times. She believed that the Star Shadow Kingdom would have the Star Shadow Library. And that library would be full of everything we intend and everything we don't.
Adia, for some reason, and Alicia can notice this or not, stops herself from laughing at something. Like, something about what she said struck Adia as quite funny.
She does not seem to notice.
Nia moves on and inquires.
You said she wanted to share her knowledge with everyone. Does that... And you talked about the orcs, so she didn't mind other races?
No, she did not. As one of the reasons that she was one of those who created the original guilds, she believed that anyone and everyone had the ability and chance to achieve whatever they desired. Their lifespans were, in her opinion, more of a sad thing than inferior. She believed that it was sad that a race such as the orcs only got to live 50 years, for they never got to experience life the same way that we do. So she wished to make the library in a way to allow them to live a life in days that would take others years to live fully, if that makes sense.
It does, but she built it in the Elven Kingdom. I'm still quite young for... I'm still under 100. Back when the library was built, were the Elven people not as against other races as they are today?
Most of them were, but she believed that that was a... how do you say? A fault of the race. She lived through the Millennium War. It was only the end of the Millennium War that she was alive, but she lived through those moments. She knew firsthand how horrifying that war was. as did her siblings, but she believed that one of the reasons the war got so bad is because everyone could not put things to the side and accept others as they are instead of how we wish them to be. So she created the Star Shadow Library in the kingdom with the express desire to have people visit, to give those in her kingdom a different perspective than the one they had.
Is the Star Shadow Library known as like a tourist destination, or is it like coveted now?
It's open to everyone on the continent.
Okay.
It's
okay, so
it's technically spaced out because the it's in the further back regions next to the actual like obsidian tower. So you have to go through the adventuring area and then go past that a little bit to get into the library. But it is, for all intents and purposes, open to literally anyone and everyone.
do you have to go through the front gate to get into the library?
Yes. The entirety of the kingdom is covered by a pretty massive wall.
Okay, that would have been a funny workaround, but got it. But Anya nods to herself, thinking, and she goes quiet again.
She was a very
sorry,
kind
just
woman.
like out of character, but just like I love the idea of just like, yeah, you can get into our library. It's public access, but first you have to answer our riddles 3 and get through all of the borders.
Pretty much. You could ask her about that if you want to. The fact that there's a wall around the city, there's like preventatives.
That's work related. She'll ask her that when she's not still wasted.
That's fair.
She's gonna ask her that tomorrow or something. Or at her place. While Ania's quiet, she is gonna do a quick perception check. Just making sure they're not being shadowed or followed.
Feel free to do so.
Okay. Perception. Keeping an eye out.
All right. 16. That's not bad. Yeah, you can tell, around you is pretty quiet. There's not really anyone around. Oh my god, is that? Hold on. I have to roll posing check.
Oh.
That's fine. You do feel like there's someone watching. But would you be able to? Yeah. You vaguely feel like somebody is watching your general direction. You don't know who specifically is looking at you or where, but you feel like somebody's watching your general direction.
Okay.
The area is dead silent around you though, so.
That in itself is kind of creepy. It is Haven, and we're going towards like past. I assume we're leaving the outskirts and going towards the middle of Haven, back to her headquarters, her house.
Yeah, you guys are in
the middle
Technolopolis
district.
at the moment. Yeah.
In Technolopolis, and it's dead quiet.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's no. It's like 3 a.m. Like.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone ideally should be passed out with the exception of like some stargazers and stuff like that. Most of them would have gone outside of Technolopolis for that.
Okay. And he is so used to there being explosions here. She's like, is this how it is every night? This is weird.
You're like, I'm usually not in town when this happens.
I'm usually one of the stargazers outside of town. This is creepy.
Yeah. It's almost uncomfortable. Because you're indeed quite used to there being ambient noise of some degree constantly in Technolopolis. That's one of the things that Technolopolis is known for, and why there's a significant amount of people who live outside of the city, is because noise is a constant in this town. To a degree, there's like as you get closer and closer to the sanctum, it does go down in noise for various reasons, but especially this close to outskirts, it's usually loud as fuck over here.
Yeah.
So it being 100% dead silent is kind of unnerving, to say the least.
Okay.
But yeah, as you are walking a little bit more, Alicia simply says, what would she say? Hold on. She would say, the kingdom wasn't as bad as it is now until the plague happened. So I am sorry you have to be around this version of the kingdom.
Oh, I'm quite used to it, but a lot of my party is very... I mean, you didn't really help much when you first met them, but you know.
No, I often do not have the best first impression from most.
That's okay. And she goes to lift up a hand, and she like pats the side of Alicia's arm, like upper arm.
That's
She's like,
cute.
We think you're one of the good ones now.
She kind of like turns and raises an eyebrow at you for a second and just kind of goes, huh. And just kind of keeps moving on a little bit. You know, it's like she stops and there's like a cart outside of a house or something, where it's like, it's one of those like things like the I don't know what they're called, traveling shop, what the fuck are they called? A stall. There's like a stall that's just kind of outside, and one of the boxes fell over for hundreds of different reasons you can imagine, and she kind of just stops, picks up, puts it back on the stack, kind of position it properly so it won't move, and then just moves on, like it's
That's
just
cute.
a thing, and without really mentioning or anything, she just goes, there was a time, a long time ago, where I used to think that diplomacy meant simply convincing people to like one another, to convince them that interacting with each other wasn't a stain on their existence. Nowadays, though, seems to more simply mean to convince one another to wait just one more day before killing each other. And to be honest with you, I am still not sure which is harder to convince.
Definitely the one more day before killing each other. Ania says as if she's like been in war. She's like staring off into the distance.
Some days it certainly feels like that.
People feel so much hate, and it's weird because the hate gives more hate, and it goes in a cycle, and everyone's just hurting each other.
What Dakota nods at.
Dakota's like, yeah. Yeah, I get that.
That's
You
kinda
would
messed
think
up.
those who have been watching it for so long would know this and would watch it repeat over and over, but sometimes I think my kind has simply gotten blind to the idea that age does not necessarily beget wisdom.
I think they do believe that, but they don't believe that.
And Ania like spreads her hands out like as if she's measuring an invisible line.
Mm-hmm.
Humans can reach. Humans can have quite a few years. And I think younger races or races that do not live as long as us, just because they don't have as much time, I don't think means they are less wise, because the elvenkind tends to take their time more than they think they do, and races that do not live as long, they know they are on shorter time, so they learn twice as fast. I know your grandmother believed that elves would learn things in such a way that generations of orcs cannot. But I believe it is sort of a balancing act where, for example, orcs have found ways to pass knowledge along to generations much more efficiently. They do it by word of mouth, they do it communally, in a way that books do not work for them. And they pass along this wiseness to their generations below them.
They are a fascinating race, aren't they?
And Nia thinks on that. She's like,
I just think people are fascinating in general. If you say a race is fascinating, it's like you're not saying your own race is fascinating. You're separating them quite a lot.
She kind of nods as she goes, "Has anyone ever told you you are a surprisingly wise child?"
I hear that all the time.
If you're ever interested, when you are done with your adventuring days, the council might have use for you.
Ania, like, stutter steps and is taken completely. It's very hard to take her by surprise. And she, like, stutter steps and falls behind for a second before catching up. And it's like,
oh! I'll think about it.
Our good
Good?
miss is making it to the big leagues.
Huh.
That's what she thinks.
You have a way of thinking that is interesting. One that many of us do not share that same focused ideals. Tinkerbell is entirely focused on play and the idea of connection. Thorm is... It's hard to read what his mind is about, but he mostly wants to ensure that we stay where we are laned for. Of course, I am here to bridge the gap between us and Starshow Kingdom. And, oh, what was his name? Greg. Greg is... Suppose you could call him the overseer of the town. Mostly he's kept in charge by, Moravia. She does not have a area of expertise. She mostly keeps tabs on all of us and making sure that we keep to what we need to keep to. So she and him work closest together. She is often watching over his ideals. But all of us have different ways of seeing the world. All of us have different perspectives. And they are, for better or for worse, often shockingly closed. You are very open. And I think Harmonious Haven would do well for something like that.
Nia thinks on it, and she doesn't quite answer. But instead she's like,
Well, did you know the person who I view as my mentor is an orc?
Oh?
Yes. Have you ever heard of Life Learner?
She kind of like turns and raises an eyebrow at you and she goes, "You were trained by Life Learner?"
Yes.
Wow. Didn't think the grouchy old bastard would take on anyone.
I got this from him. And she lifts up her scroll case and shows the little wooden trinket she got from him.
She chuckles softly as she looks at it, and she goes, "You even got a present from him. You might have thawed his cold, dead heart."
Oh, he's still very grumpy. I'm surprised he's so famous here. I was told by one of the other orcs to pass along a bad word to him.
Most of the orcs know him well, as he was... I suppose you could consider him to be a shaman for the southern quarters. He is also one of the most outspoken of the orcs for the longest time. And then... I don't remember how long ago it was. For me, it was quite short, but... he decided to bury himself in his studies. What those studies were, I do not know, but... now, outside the orc encampment, he did not get viewed very highly. Mostly because he was more aggressive than most would enjoy. So he buried himself into his work. As deep as he possibly could. I haven't talked to him in... oh... has it been 5 years already? Maybe 10. I was wondering if he was still alive.
He is. I visited him when I went to visit the druid circle.
Oh, I'm glad he is doing well, then. We did not have very many conversations between us, but those that we did, he was surprisingly insightful for.
I must take after him a lot, then.
You do. You never understood the idea that race separates. You always believed the race connects. Don't know if he still holds that idea. He was... you know, bashed, I suppose, is a good word for it, for many years for that idea, but... well, there's one thing I can say about him, is that he is a stubborn son of a bitch, and he would probably beat people sooner than he would listen to half of them.
Yes.
I do miss his decor to some degree.
He still has a lot of books.
It would make well to be transcribed into the kingdom.
Maybe you should visit the druid circle someday.
I do not have the best reputation in the druid circles.
Enya does, like, an almost comical shocked face.
Like, how could this be? How is that possible?
She chuckles softly. She goes, "I know, such a strange concept that my race is not highly viewed upon. But... did you know we used to have a druid in the... what was it? In the Elven Council?"
Enya tries very hard to stay composed. It's like,
really?
Indeed. Do you know the seats around the council?
do I?
It's a good question, actually. Roll me history. The seats are to some degree public knowledge. And of course your father would have had more specific knowledge. But as to how much he would told you,
Ooh.
not much apparently.
I was very, very young.
Yeah, you were very young. You would know of the 3 main seats.
Not extensively. I haven't been there in many years.
I see. Well, there is the seats you would be familiar with, as most are, which is the leaf, the star, and the moon, of course. I say as I start loading up the structure. But there are several others. There is the lore keeper seat, which is usually appointed from among the archivists and librarians, focused on generally the preservation of history, control of the information that is able to be spread to a degree, who is allowed in, and whether or not the books are safe. They also are the main ones who watch over the Kenkus and ensure that the information is copied over correctly, and we always have at least one copy of every book brought into the kingdom. We have the Seer's seat, which is usually chosen through some kind of ritual or some kind of magical design. Generally speaking, this is prompted by the Star's seat. It's focused on, well, prophecies, general spiritual insight, and speaking for the ancestors who do not have a body to speak through. It usually is the one that we use to keep up old traditions and make sure that we are keeping in line with, well, how we were. There is also the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's also one that we call the Veil's one seat. Honestly, I don't even know how this one is chosen. Or if it's ever replaced. Hasn't been since I took hold of my seat. But they're someone who has taken a vow of anonymity. We do not know who they are. This is partly to make it so that no matter what happens, whatever choice they make is as unbiased as possible. The only area that they have true influence in is that they are the tiebreaker if there is any ties within the council. They often do not speak. They haven't in most of the council meetings I've been a part of. But whenever they do, they are the only voice that is heard at that moment. And the last seat is the only empty seat that we have on the council, and has been empty for about 200 years. He is the voice of the grove. This is a druid or a wood elf who is chosen by another druid or a wood elf. This seat is focused on nature, focused on keeping a balance between our magic and the natural order of the world itself, as well as communion with the ancient grove itself, establishing a connection between us and the elder tree. But ever since 200 years ago, when the Great Plague moved over through the kingdom, that seat has been held vacant, and no one. I would say it's been refused to be opened again, more than it is that we do not have someone to be put in there.
That seems a really long time to go without anyone to talk about the tree.
It is.
It was very sick and
Nia pauses to look at, I believe, her right hand.
Mm-hmm.
it was in a lot of pain.
There are many things I wish I could do for the kingdom, but as it is right now, it would be nearly impossible for me to make any true connections in there.
Well, maybe us going there can change that.
That is what I hope. If the council ever is of no interest to you, maybe the Elven Council will be of more.
No, I don't think they'll accept someone as young as me, but maybe in time.
Maybe. You guys at this point have gotten to the inner sanctum, and she kind of turns and looks back at you, and she goes, "It was a delightful walk with you, Ania and Dakota. A walk I've not had in many years."
Oh, I'm glad you were okay. I know you said you didn't need help, but I would have been worried all night if I hadn't gone.
It's a form of compassion that I think you are one of few who would have.
Miss. Looks at Alicia. Did you decide on a favorite flower?
She kind of raises her eyes in slight surprise. And she goes, I don't know. I think my favorite flower would be a daisy.
Nods.
Anya leans over to Dakota and...
I did have you pick a lot of white flowers. Do you have any of those starter flower crowns left over?
Yeah, it was in checks. Pull some out if you got some. Yeah, he holds some of the daisies, the spares to Alicia. It's like, this is... I also haven't, it's... I don't have much time to... I didn't used to have much time looking at the flowers, so I can relate. Though mine were different reasons.
She smiles softly and gently takes the flower from you before putting it into her hair over her ear. And she says, "Thank you, Dakota. You are
Nods.
a very sweet person."
He tips his hat. "Thank you, miss. Should take some time. See all the different flowers. See if you got any new favorites. I think's good."
I will keep that in mind. We're used to taking our time, but I don't believe we're used to taking it in the same way that one such as you would be. Time flows differently for us, and I think that has erased some of the meaning of time. And I think I seek to relearn it.
And he will give a respectful bow.
She bows back.
Well, whatever you decide, I hope you enjoy yourself. Have a wonderful night.
You do as well. She's gonna turn around and start heading back into the inner sanctum.
And you will turn around and start to head back to the party.
Nice, nice. Assuming you're following Dakota?
Yep.
Alrighty. You guys gonna talk to each other on the way back, or?
And he is mostly initially going to be like,
That went really well.
Yeah. And got yourself an offer to be on, and got yourself a job recommendation.
I don't know about that. I have some other plans, I think, but it did take me by surprise.
What kind of plans?
and she taps her chin and looks up at the stars for a bit, is like,
I don't think I've put them together in my head enough to talk about them yet, but I'll tell you when I do. It won't be for a while anyway.
Nia is going to do a perception check to see if that presence is still watching now that they've left the ambassador.
Feel free.
Ooh, not too good.
I might try out my own perception check if I may.
Feel free.
Yeah, with all the...
Ania's just very sleepy now.
Very seepy.
very
Did have a little
eepy.
bit of alcohol.
That was almost a 3. That would have been so funny.
Ooh.
You, Dakota, specifically feel eyes on you. Don't know where, don't know in what direction, but you feel someone watching you.
Dakota assumes it's the assassins.
Yeah. And yeah, you are not feeling anything at the moment. At least not the best that you can tell. Mind's a little preoccupied.
Ania trusts her usual perceptions so much that she's just gonna outwardly say, like,
Oh, I think whoever was following us is gone. That's wonderful.
Oh. Does Dakota... Does Dakota still feel the eyes from
Oh, yeah.
perception, or did...
they got more
I don't know.
intense.
I don't know about that, miss.
No, you don't?
Yeah. I've been on edge ever since my little pep talk. I think
Well, that makes
I still
sense.
feel something.
Well, we'll go straight back to the party.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
They will attempt to go straight back to the party, I presume.
Yep. As you are heading back to the party, Aldith, you are sitting down with Sapphire next to you. Are you saying anything to Sapphire as she is next to you? Whenever you look at her, she appears to be looking at many things, although you can't see anything around her. But is there anything you'd like to talk to her about?
Probably just a general, like, did you have fun today? Like, type of, just checking in.
Fair. And Sapphire?
Yes, I had fun today. The night's bright. There's so many colors.
Aldith will sort of like slowly nod her head as in a, she's also tripping balls. Cool. But she'll sort of like playfully nudge Sapphire and just be like, we don't talk much, do we?
Guess we just don't got much to say. Or much time to talk. We've been really busy.
That we have.
Did you have something to talk about? On your mind?
There's multiple things on my mind at every moment, but
Same.
she'll giggle. After a moment, she'll sort of be like, so, what all do you see when you're not on substances? I'm just curious how that all came about.
Well, I don't really see much besides Bill, was it? Right?
Mm-hmm.
But I hear laughter all the time.
In a sinister tone or a happy tone?
It's fey laughter. It's hard to tell sometimes.
She'll sit with that.
As far as when I started seeing Bill, oh, when was the first time that happened? Was it the eyeball that we saw? Sin?
Sin went BRB. He'll be back.
Oh. Okay, well, everybody else in the party would know too, because.
I think the eye was. Was it the eye?
I believe that he first appeared after she was first exposed to the drug.
Well, I mean,
it was either
dust.
the eye or the it was either the eye or the drug. I think she saw Bill before the moon dusting.
I am back.
I'm pretty sure it did.
Cinna,
Oh.
save us.
I believe that you first met the eye, or sorry, you first met Bill,
After it
roughly
shot the eye.
around the eye, yeah.
Okay.
Because Bill started talking to you when the boundaries between reality started shifting. Actually, no, before that, you had a dream with, I think it was with, not a dream, but you had the connection with Envy, and then slightly after that, you had a different connection, and then that's kind of when you met Bill.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But like around when you saw the big eye open up at the sky and everything was on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, fun fact, this is all information for both Aldith and Ray. So
Yeah, so it must sound crazy, even crazier than it would have.
it does. So my reaction is sort of Aldith's reaction right now, where she's like,
Huh?
what? Huh? Do tell.
The fuck is
Well,
this
I
shit?
mean, that was pretty much the gist of it. This eye showed up, I shot it. Fire everywhere.
A lot of explosions. I think 4 fireballs
Lots of
went off that time.
explosions.
Interesting. Good
Yeah,
to
if
know.
Cheryl was awake, he'd be able to say more.
No, we don't want him awake. We don't want him awake, actually. He can stay passed out.
Honk schnoo. We'll make all this life awkward, honk schnoo.
Will embarrass, that is job.
I'm trying to think of more to say. Sapphire kind of lives by the seat of her pants, so like everything's just like out the window. Oh, we're onto a new thing. Okay, cool.
Aldith will happily sit in silence, that's fine.
Fair enough. Well, as you two are watching the fire as it crackles away, and also listening to Cyril snore roughly in time with the crackles, Galmar, you were chit-chatting with your dad for a little while, your dragon father, as you kind of bring him to the now, I guess, downed party, kind of bringing him to probably to the campfire, having him sit down as he is surprisingly tired. Just talking about bits and pieces and odds and ends and stuff like that. Is there anything you want to say to your party members about your about the old fellow you've brought towards into the area?
Does anyone comment on him is the question.
It's a good question. Do you guys comment on Gelmar bringing a relatively old-looking man to the campfire?
No, it's Gelmar. He makes friends. It's Gelmar. He's
Yeah.
personable. She's not questioning it.
Me neither.
Fair enough.
Seems pretty normal.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Sapphire, you see, probably isn't commenting because, I mean, she's on the shrooms right now. Who knows if that guy is real? Could be from
Oh my gosh,
the
that's
Pharaoh.
fair.
Could be Bill's friend.
Is he speaking to an old man, or is that old man just there with him? Alright, well, Gavar, you would sit down with you two are, catching up, just kind of chit-chatting for the most part, probably across the campfire from Dakota and, or from Aldith and Sapphire. I would say probably, I don't know, a solid hour or two later, Dakota and Ania would come
I
back.
actually had a couple random comments to make to him, but okay.
Oh,
Fair
what
enough.
random comments?
It's nothing too much. It was mostly just say, I know you prefer her to be sitting in the background and out of sight, but you really ought to come and engage in these activities every now and again.
Ah, it's fine. It took me a while to cross the town, but it's quiet, it's calm, and we still have two lovely ladies here, so I feel like I've done my due diligence.
Still, it almost makes me feel bad about making you feel like you had to come out here.
Spending
Still,
time
no
with you
hesitation that you did.
is all I
Still.
need.
Oh, you butter me up way too much.
Alright. But yeah, I would probably say a couple hours would pass or so, and it's probably like 4 or 5 a.m. at this point. Like, it's very late into the night. The sun's gonna be coming up here soon. As you guys arrive back to the now probably smoldering campfire coals and stuff like that.
Ania will cheerily wave as she walks up to everyone at the fire.
The old man kind of like lifts his cane and waves slowly at you.
Sapphire waves as well.
All the
Take
food
it.
wave.
Finally, back on out into the wilderness again?
Oh, we were.
Oh no, that was sad, the
Oh,
old
okay.
man.
Oh. No, not yet. Soon, probably. Might spend more time in this town. Eating food. They have weird food here. Fascinating food.
Who's
That's
this?
what- I above gave him, I'm not 100% certain if I want to actually identify this man as my friend or my adoptive father.
Could do either.
I mean, both could technically be true.
Mm-hmm.
An old family, a member of mine, in a manner of speaking.
Ania's eyes light up and lock onto the old man.
Dakota's eyes
Excuse me, what music?
also light up.
Excuse me while I quickly go and look up what I actually pitched this guy's name as. Because for the life of me, I cannot remember.
He slowly blinks one eye, and then slowly blinks the other eye. Just staring at you.
Family
Hi.
member? Hello.
Yes, he was the one who first adopted me before I moved on up to the Tin Peak. I'm sorry. It's basically pulled in every which direction.
And hearing adopted, her like lit up face dulls only a little bit. She's still like suspicious, but she's not as immediately excited, but she's still happy. It's like,
Oh, it's nice to meet you. I'm one of Gilmore's party members, Ania.
It is nice to meet you too. And he like kind of sticks out a hand towards you.
Nia hesitates because she doesn't like shaking hands, but she does offer her hand to shake back.
Seeing the hesitation, he kind of like moves his hand above yours and just taps the top of it before pulling back.
And Nia's delighted.
I also cannot for life me remember his name.
I could have sworn it was like I'd like named him Ardak or something, but I cannot find that when I try and Google search when I try and track it down.
Might have been in our chat, question mark.
I'm pretty sure it was in our private chat, but I cannot for the life of me find it.
Hold on. Where's our chat? Where's our chat? Where's our chat? There we go.
Yeah, here we go. Let me quickly paste that in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Bah, he smiles at you and he says, "My name is Ardek."
Above game, I'm pretty sure it's canon that Dragonborn come from eggs too, yeah?
Dragonborn's what?
I'm pretty sure it's actually canon from default that Dragonborn hatch from eggs, yeah?
Yes.
And my sister, there's egg several decades ago up there. Brought back down here to raise us, and we decided to go on back up to try and figure out what happened to our old families.
Indeed. The poor boy never talks to me. What a shame. That's okay.
That was part of the reason I called you up to chat out earlier. It's been too long.
Indeed it has, boy. Indeed it has. And now you are surrounded by... well... Why are you orange, boy?
Oh, I don't even know myself, sir.
Well, my silver. He's Gilmar as leaning over towards him and with a smile.
Fair enough. You're surrounded by an orange boy. He looks at Cyril. Is that... Are they alive?
Gilmar is placing a cloud in his face, not 100% certain how to respond. I think so. I'm pretty sure, yes.
You can't poke Cyril. Ah. There's fine gentlemen, and some lovely ladies as well. You seem like you have a fine crew.
I'm innocent.
Oh, he is alive.
Yes, these are the soul. These were the brave souls who followed me, or who I've traveled with for the past several months.
I see.
And he's innocent, apparently.
Yeah.
And they...
No, he's not.
We were actually just finishing off final preparations before making way. Did you go find my sister?
It's been too long since I've seen her.
Yeah. Last I checked, her spells hadn't gotten any less scary.
I remember one time I tried to throw dirt at her. She hit me with a fucking firebolt. Good times. Good times.
Yeah, I'm still shocked that you pulled that off so effectively. She usually favors ice.
Yeah, she was spiteful that day. Good time. Good time. Arm was sore for a week, but good time.
Yeah, how's that been healing? It feels like felt like it's been recovering slowly.
I'm an old man. What'd you think was going to happen?
One of these days I need to teach you who Runic Shield. Then again, and I suppose you probably already... No, not like you probably already figured that one out decades ago.
I don't need to protect myself if they die before they hit me.
So your talents have been working up in magic as well? So,
Slowly
as a
but
model,
surely.
I'd love to see it one day.
One day, boy, come back home safe and I'll show you some new techniques. Or I'll be dead by then. One of those two will happen.
I'll try and make sure to call you the moment that we get back to the Haven.
Good, good.
Can I see?
Yes, come with him and I'll show you too.
Yes. Very
Yeah.
good.
Kind of like just stares. You can see him like kind of drifting a little bit to the side.
I'm actually just going to try and subtly tap the mending or the message earring and just his message to him. She knows.
He slowly nods and he just goes, yes, yes, yeah.
He's just smiling.
Yeah, he seems to be in a loop at this point. Slowly nodding and saying yes.
Ania checks on everyone else.
For the most part, everyone seems to be alright. Aldous seems to be somewhat deep in thought, staring at the smoldering coals of the fire. Sapphire is... well, you're fairly confident she's high, but you're also not quite sure how high, because it's kind of similar to what she normally does when she's talking to Bill. Cyril's out, just completely unconscious, and starting to get to a point where y'all are starting to get tired too, because it is way later than you normally stay up.
Mm-hmm. Is like the party? Is there any party going, or is like all the orcs are asleep?
Pretty much all the orcs are asleep. There's a couple orcs who are stargazing for the most part, but like the party itself has been like more or less taken down, like everything kind of pulled away and everything, you know, more or less settled down.
Right?
Yeah, you guys next to a small bonfire.
How's the moon?
That's a good question. The moon I actually have a thing for. Fantasy calendar. You guys are in equivalent of October. So you guys would be the moon is barely kind of like shining, like there's a little bit of the moon that is able to show. So you're getting a little bit of moonshine on you, but not a significant quantity. So you're kind of shining a little bit. It's just after a new moon.
Well, it's even darker than usual. And Greta went home, right?
Yes, Greta went home.
Mm-hmm. Ania, not having the chance to tease Aldith as much before, goes to sidle up next to her, is like,
You let Greta go home alone?
My mic doesn't pick me up, but I am laughing at that. That's a good question. You know, because yeah,
You did, yeah.
yeah. Okay. I have a response.
take your time. I had to boot myself up earlier.
Yes, yeah.
I let her go home. I do have a response for that, yes.
I do have a response for that, yes. She is incredibly capable. I trust that since she made her way here by herself, that she can make her way home.
I was misunderstood, but that's okay. That just makes it very cute.
Hold on, Ray's malfunctioning? Because Ray is confused.
She said you let her go alone.
No. So, Olive has every right to be confused.
Mm-hmm.
Ania's being weird.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Then we will be confused. Olive would probably give a confused look then, like, misunderstood. Ania?
Yes.
What are you up to?
I was not up to anything, but I thought your night with Greta was going quite well. So I assumed you'd be going home with her.
Her face will turn bright red.
And Nia's very satisfied. And she does not press further.
You know, keyboard smash? That's coming out of her mouth right now.
And Nia giggles and does not press further. Then she goes to sit by the fire, pleased with her amount of shenanigans.
I have succeeded in my journey today.
Sapphire's just going to
You take
randomly
way too
say,
much
this
after her.
dance is awesome.
You take way too much after. Sorry. That was Gelmar to the old man. You take way too much after her. Referring to his sister.
What are you saying, Zephyr?
She's just going to say randomly, this dance is awesome.
What dance?
The fire.
And he looks to the fire.
Is
dancing.
Well, flames do dance.
And she looks back to Gelmar and the old man. Gelmar asked something to his dad, I think.
No,
it was just a quick statement
after.
of you take way too much after her, in reference to the sister.
I do believe that she takes up after me, because I was here first. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Still. So, how's it? Can't decide if it's better or worse than picking up her reputation as the Witch of Frost.
She may be cold, but she loves her old man. Probably.
You and I both, both she and I both do. Yeah. I wish I could have spent more time with you since. So many amazing things going on up there. Would have loved to show you personally. Another day, yeah, I suppose. A shame.
Time is time, boy. We'll get there eventually. It is now time. He kind of looks up at the sky. Is a time where the moon. Where's the moon?
Time to go meet up with a couple of your old friends, then. Don't let us hold you.
Time to sleep. Silly boy. Think I'd stay awake this time normally? Crazy. I'm young.
Wouldn't be the first time. He says, giving him a teasing grin.
Only if I'm drinking you under the table, boy. He slowly starts to stand up and he goes, it was nice to meet all of you. And this one, he kind of like pokes Cyril, has the right idea. Well, at the moment, it's sleep.
Oh,
I'm saying he's sleeping well.
Oh, believe me, I believe we'll be going there pretty soon here.
He had 2 hallucinogenic mushrooms.
I remember those days. So long ago. Wonder if he has some in his pockets.
Aldith will offer up the shroom she pocketed.
Wow, fantastic! He's gonna grab it, just plop into his mouth. Woo! Now to sleep and have weird, fucked up dreams. He starts walking slowly away.
Aldith will shake her head disapprovingly.
Just mutter under his breath. I have way too much fun with this. There's a non-negligible chance he can still hear him, but...
Yeah. It just grits.
That
it just
means Ania can hear it.
I mean, I could roll stealth, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter.
Here you go, frail and clearly very old man.
Have a hallucinatory mushroom.
Whatever helps you sleep, dude. Pain management.
Woo!
Was that justice?
Is that justice?
Just turning towards Dakota, no words, just shaking his head.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
He looks at Ania betrayed.
Oh no, believe me, that man takes these mushrooms at all like he takes alcohol. I'm pretty sure by tomorrow morning he's not even going to be hungover.
He'll be fine, Dakota. Don't worry.
Well, if you say so.
Ania like leans over to Dakota, but because Dakota's so much taller, she's like leaning over on her tippy toes, and she'll be like,
He's a special case.
Ah.
Alrighty.
It's
Is there anything
because
else?
Because he's Gilmar's dad?
Yeah.
Oh, I see now.
Oh boy. Is there anything else you guys would like to do with your night before I assume you guys turn in?
I mean, I'm probably going to disclose to the rest of the group. I spoke with Glimmer, and it sounds like we do have an idea as to how we might be able to physically track the tunnelways that my sister was carried through. But I will be needing some hands to actually get a couple of the basic materials. And don't worry, I can promise you he can have it by breakfast tomorrow, if that's the concern.
Well,
Ania points to Cyril. It's like,
are you sure you want to talk about it now?
Looking over towards him rolled out. I'm honestly not 100% certain it's going to matter if I say much more, or either now or later. But then again, that's kind of the extent of what needs to be known.
Well, I mean, saying something once versus saying something twice.
I see your point. I'll stop right there then, I suppose. We can call it an evening, and I'll give you more details as soon as we get up tomorrow morning.
That's a good idea.
I just wanted you to know that we had something planned.
I also have plans I must make, but that will be for tomorrow after I sleep.
On an unrelated note, have you much experience with a lyre?
I don't think I have proficiency in instrument playing. I know I
I
have
don't
a
think so.
proficiency in a lot of weird stuff. Let me just double check really quick.
Most of your proficiencies and then tools and games.
Oh, yeah, I draw. I don't play. Like,
Instruments were never really my strong suit.
A shame, he says, pulling out the lyre. Rashiya, he pitched to me. He sounded like highway robbery at this point, so I thought I should probably grab something from her stock while I was at it.
You...
I could have phrased that better. I did buy the lyre, yes.
You... But you don't know how to play.
Fun hobby for later.
Okay. Wait, Sapphire should know how to play. Sapphire can teach you.
She plays the
Yes,
lute.
I am proficient in a lyre.
what?
I am proficient with a lyre.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, if you've got the opportunity, I'd love to have a few lessons later, if that's all right.
Yes, but not tonight.
It is a touch late.
Sleep is important. Shocking.
Yes.
Alright. You guys gonna head back to Stomach Inn, or are you guys gonna be sleeping at the Orcs encampment?
I don't think any of us can move Cyril other than maybe Gilmar.
I mean, I'll definitely try, but like I said, I'm somehow suspecting that Cyril is heavier than Gelmar, and literally a strength of +5 wouldn't be enough to carry Gelmar.
If we tie a rope around him, we can drag him across the floor.
That's such a pain, though. We can just sleep here.
You
I
can
mean, I can
take
see it.
shifts like usual.
I guess it has been a bit. No, never mind. What am I saying? We're sleeping beneath the stars a couple nights ago, or literally last night. Another night. I don't think. I don't think the inn's going to exactly plot vengeance against us for not hiring their services for another night. He says with a smile.
Alrighty.
Where did that thing go? He says, rolling out the carpet.
God.
He's still using it as a bedroll. He never got an actual one.
I can take the
Jesus
first shift.
Christ. Alrighty.
Fair enough. Just. No, never mind. I guess you're parallel. I guess.
Oh.
My word. Her just died in my head. Fair enough. Wake me up when you're finishing off with your.
All right.
Alrighty. You all start getting ready for the eepies and sleepies. Feel free, all of you, to take a long rest. There won't be really anything that'll be happening during this long rest. For obvious reasons, you guys are in a really safe area. And if something decided to fuck with you here, it's an entire encampment of fighters and warriors who would be on top of them in seconds. So, for the most part, you guys are pretty effectively safe in a general nice area. The stars are of course out in full Ania, especially as the moon starts to dip all the way. So you get a good probably hour or two of good stars before the sun starts to rise. And then you must do the struggle of sleeping with the sun out.
Ania has a cloak. She puts it over her head and like curls up. And like puts whatever cloak or whatever she has just over her, and she's like a lump.
Mm-hmm.
When she wakes up Gelmar.
Is not the nicest sleep on the planet for all of y'all, mostly because you're trying to sleep with the sun, but most of you guys are used to, in some degree, trying to sleep during the day, or at least it have in the past, so it's not the worst thing in the world. About 8 hours past 5, 6, that would be 6, 8, about 2, 3 p.m. or so. You all would be more or less fully awaking. Some of you guys have been awake for a little bit now, especially whoever was on the last shift. But the day is out and full. There are orcs around you. Most of them just kind of left you be. In this general area, it doesn't seem like this is a super big area for a lot of the orcs. But any orcs who had to go back and forth, they kind of just left you be for the most part. Seems like daytime sleeping is not uncommon for orcs. But yeah, about 2, 3 p.m. or so, you all are more or less fully awake, kind of groggy to a degree. Some food was made for you guys and kind of left next to your air quote encampment. So you guys got a little bit of morning food in you.
They're even more generous than I thought. Let's give them a little something. Let's bring them back a little something special. When we next find ourselves here.
Is this after Ania gets out from her cave, or is Ania still like half asleep?
I would say this would be like you're more or less getting up, so it'd be like at the end of the 8 hours of sleep. You are probably quite groggy, but you would be getting up to a degree.
Nia's gonna be like,
You already gave them before. You can't just keep going back and forth with gifts.
I mean, sure, but
forever.
I see your point, but just staring at it, just like, I mean, we could cook up breakfast, but that's an entire tribe to cook breakfast for.
Yeah, I think you're way overthinking this. Just be nice to us. Be nice. And just polishing off a whole rib off of a whole rib.
Oh, you live. Great.
Of course I live. You act like
Right. He's midway into
You act
eating. I was
like
about to
I-
ask what. I
You
was about
act
to ask
like
what was
I
up with his
was-
voice.
You act like I was like I had poisoned myself or something. I had a great time.
Because you poisoned yourself.
I think that is a matter of perspective. Thank you very much.
That's factual.
Yo,
I didn't
I'm gonna
catch
turn
that.
to Aldith, like just big turn. So, how was your night?
With the confidence of 1,000 suns, she just goes off.
She goes off.
Fuck off.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't catch the first one.
No,
That makes way
that's
more
my bad, yeah.
sense.
Fuck.
Ooh.
And he is surprised and like literally blinks between the two.
Dad Cyril just been like,
Sorry,
Why are we angry?
I'm not actually angry, I'm just embarrassed.
Oh.
She's feeling a little frustrated, if you get my drift.
Shut up!
No.
Well, in her defense, had you not down those mushrooms and lost consciousness early, you might have gotten to meet my dad last night.
Ah, shit, I missed out on that. Someone poked me in my sleep. Was that him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck.
I think he was
Goodness.
also about to loot your body for mushrooms for Miss Nia gave him some.
No, that was all death.
Oh, that was all. Oh, sorry.
I mean, he would have found a few. He would have found a fair few.
Believe me, he will probably
Wait,
would have
what's
taken them
more?
all, knowing him.
Either way. What is on all of your agendas today?
Well, I think I briefly mentioned this to the rest of the group last night, but yesterday, while I was gathering up materials for the party, I actually managed to catch Glimmer's ear, and we managed to. It sounds like she has an idea for some sort of item that she can craft that could potentially aid in tracking the pathway my sister took, or more accurately, was dragged down. But I am going to need some hands with extracting a particular unusual material.
Such as.
The specific item in question is, unless I misunderstood her, it reads specifically the magical or residue that we leave behind as we breathe. She needs biological material of those similar. Most notably, he holds up his wrist. She needs a sample of blood of a sibling.
why are you to stab me?
Well. You could always use. You could always use leeches.
I mean, I don't think it. He looks towards and Sapphire. I get the sneaking suspicion that both of you would be more than capable of handling this sort of task quickly. If you, unless you rather, I would leave this to something else.
I'm a little confused because it sounds like we just cut you a bit and then pour blood in a vial. That
Yeah.
doesn't. I don't think you even need much help for that.
Sapphire has her knife out and is smiling already.
Oh, God.
And Nia
I figured
not
you-
wanting to not wanting to do anything, takes out one of her empty vials and just gives it to Sapphire.
Yeah, I figured you'd have no qualms with this. As he says, looking towards Sapphire.
I was like, I don't like stabbing myself. Bar member, do it for me.
I mean, my primary tool and my one and only sharp object is a great axe that kind of cuts deeper than a knife.
It's true. Alrighty. Yeah, doing this is, in almost the most literal sense, child's play for Sapphire. You are unbelievably specialized inside of any form of survival work. So being able to pretty much just like prick him, even through his scales, basically just have to like kind of move one of his scales up, prick him, and then kind of like tilt his arm over, and it flows relatively steadily into the vial before filling it up. And you now have a vial of your blood. Weirdly enough, it didn't even hurt that much. Was that new?
You are skilled with that.
Maybe we should have waited until we're at the actual place.
In front of.
Oh well.
You want me to be bleeding in front of the kids?
Well, she has a back room. It's better if it's a fresh product. You have more blood. We can do it again if she needs it.
The kids probably would have thought it was fun.
What was that, sir?
The kids probably would have thought it was cool.
I don't think we want to be training the children into be using knives on people.
Listen, 7 years old is a perfect age to give a child their first sharp object.
Just flashbacks to the cold iron scrap being stabbed into him by the child.
Oh no! Well, I mean, I don't know enough about kids, but I think it's a valuable skill to know how to use it safely. You know, for self-defense and all that.
There's self-defense and then
cooking.
There's self-defense, there's cooking, there's basic material extraction. There's about a billion different things you can use with a knife. But I think that one is a particular use you do not want to be encouraging random children to do. Especially at the moment.
Stab your friends, create a blood pact. A blood
This
union.
might be a weird... This might be
Well,
a weird
if we don't
question.
teach them, they're gonna kill somebody that way.
He understands.
Well, we're also going to be teaching them to kill people. Well, if we just simply walk in, let them watch someone get stabbed, and with no explanation, then just leave.
Wild.
What was that, Aldith?
Could I roll for medicine to see if the wound could possibly get infected?
Sure.
I mean, I can heal that easy enough.
I know, but I don't know. I just want to make sure. I want to make sure that the knife was clean and that it was a good procedure.
You are more than welcome to roll
she-
medicine.
I'm pretty sure Sapphire.
Oh,
had
she can't
proficiency in
fucking
medicine,
tell.
but maybe I'm
Oh,
mistaken.
she can tell. She can tell some things.
So with that 13, you could tell, at the very least, Sapphire is... You don't know Sapphire super well. Just from watching her do this process and seeing her knives, they are damn near meticulously kept taken care of. And the way that she did that cut, her swordplay is almost terrifying to you, to be honest with you. And at least to Aldith, it really does look like Sapphire was could probably have skinned him if she really wanted to. Especially with the speed that she did that. She probably has more experience than you would really like to know about slicing people open.
Aldith will shudder at this conclusion and just keep quiet.
Everything Aldous has ever learned about Sapphire has been a left turn.
It just keeps going left each time.
But you can say that was quite possibly one of the most efficient stabbings you've ever seen. And that knife is almost concerningly clean.
Aldith is satisfied.
Fair, fair.
What else
That's
did
fair.
you need?
Well, all she really told me was that she needed a measure of blood and a handful all of my scales, but looks over towards his arm with the semi-loose scales. It's like, I think I could probably just quickly rub those off when we get there.
Oh, okay. I need to go talk to the ambassador today.
Why?
Official business. Didn't we want to ask her about ways to get into the city?
That's
And-
true.
And I was gonna be more honest with her about stuff.
I suppose.
She offered me a job on the council in the future last night. That was cool.
Really?
She didn't really offer it, but she said it would. She thinks I would. What's the word?
Be a good fit.
Highly. Yeah, something like that.
I think she's right.
I think that would be an amazing shift to them, and an amazing boon for all communities, including theirs.
Ania, actually, gets a little embarrassed by that and sort of hides in her cloak as her face colors.
What? He says, tilting his head confused.
I don't know. I have other plans, maybe, but it's neat.
Well, I think sooner rather than later is a good idea for that. And I will probably not accompany you to Elysius. I don't think I'll have anything useful to add to that conversation.
You might be surprised. Does anyone else have anything to do today?
Well, you've got some time in a little while. I did have something I figured I'm probably well past needing to tell you all. But that's probably best done a bit farther outside of the city gates.
Should we go back to the cottage?
It is quite private there.
It is an option. But that's for when we have a free moment. I just wish to get it out of the way before it is that we leave for the city itself.
How many more days
Or the
until
kingdom, my bad.
teleporter's ready?
At this point,
think it is
however many
ready.
days you wish.
Okay.
Yes.
So whenever you're ready to go, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like,
Well, I think going to the cottage and figuring out our next steps for getting ready is probably good.
I think those next steps would be best figured out after you've had your conversation with Elysium.
That's true. Gilmore, is the thing you want to tell us good for before or after?
He just stares as if trying to decide for himself. I honestly don't think it matters that much. Either way.
Okay, then maybe we split up and one group goes with Gilmore to get the thing with Glimmer, and one goes with me to meet the ambassador.
Well, if we're going to want a fresh supply of blood for the moment, Sapphire, could I talk you into joining us?
Of course, but coffee first.
Coffee.
That's
By all means.
that sounds good.
All right. And who's going with Ania?
I don't mind going.
All right. And I suppose I will go with you as well, seeing as you seem to want me there.
I said you would be surprised. I think
I will-
either you or Aldith is fine.
I will go if you don't feel comfortable, Cyril.
That is a good idea.
I will go.
Yay!
All right. You guys get your, air quote, morning activities underway, getting through all that normal stuffs. And probably say about an hour later, you guys would have everything kind of packed up, settled and all that. You guys start going. Cyril, I assume you're heading back to your cottage to get everything kind of set up and organized for you guys leaving for an extended period of time.
Well, we're going back to the cottage anyway later.
Hmm.
Before we leave.
I think Cyril was gonna go with Gilmar group.
Okay, that can work.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so
If he's hoping to
Cyril,
avoid Alicia, yes.
Cyril, Gelmar, and Sapphire will be heading over to Glimmer and chit-chatting with her, while Ania, Dakota, and Aldith head over to Alicia. We'll look at Cyril, Gelmar, and Sapphire first, because that's going to be a little bit faster, I think. You guys head from the Orcan encampment all the way over to Glimmer Shop, which is not too far. Still a decent distance, because I think it's on the west side of Technolopolis. But you guys head there. The walk there is relatively calm, aside from, obviously, the explosions that are going off near the edges of the town. But that's more or less commonplace for you guys. And
oh, shit, I forgot the fireworks.
You did. But yeah, you guys get to Glimmer's shop relatively quickly. Yeah, there's not too much that is happening at the moment. She seems to be kind of opening. Oh no, it's afternoon, so she'd be not busy per se, but you guys can see a lot of kids like running back and forth in and out of the thing. She seems to be working on a few things, so you guys can see from the window.
All right.
I'm just gonna knock before opening the door.
As you knock and open the door, she looks up and she goes, "Ah, Gemma! And Cyril! Hi, Cyril!" And who's that? Dakota. No.
Sapphire.
Thank
Dakota
you.
was with the other group.
And Sapphire! Did you guys like your banner? Did the banner work?
Above game, I'm blanking on the banner.
Back in the olden ages of when you fought Borin, she helped you. She helped Sapphire and I think Ania and a few others make a banner for you.
The banner's quite fancy, but seems like that was quite the distance back.
Well, I haven't talked to Sapphire for a long time, and I haven't seen Cyril in my building for a little bit either. You know,
Point
I had to make sure my stuff worked.
It did. It did.
So, how's progress on a personal project going on along?
It is going along fine so far. All I need is a couple more ingredients from you, and I should be good and dandy to have finished it. It's a little bit strange to have made. Not usually in the business of finding people. Usually it's in the business of getting lost, but, you know, kids.
So, I suppose both directions have their merits. I suspect, though, he says, turning and looking towards the children for a minute, I suspect it might be a bit dubious if I provided you with the fluid here. Do we have a back room or something that I can extract it in?
Absolutely. Just go take that door right there, and then you're gonna walk into this little area. It's a little bit cluttered and messed up, but you can go, a couple of feet to forwards, and then turn a little bit to the left. And there should be a smaller area there, which may or may not be clean. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, so long as out of the way, I suppose it shouldn't matter either way. But before I go back there, he holds an arm over a desk and starts rubbing up and down as a bunch of the loose scales start falling off. I believe you said you need some scales as well, yeah?
Yeah, I need a more physical connection. There's the fluid connection and the physical connection, then combine the two of them, be able to make a secondary connection. It's a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo.
One day, hopefully I'll come to understand. But I'll take your word for it in the meantime. Again, thank you for all you're going to be doing for us.
She nods. Always happy to help. Be it children, be it... She kind of looks up at you. Not so children, or, well, you don't really have any old men. She kind of looks at Cyril. Unless you count. Are you old?
Sorry.
Ah. Children, not so children, and old men. Always happy to help.
And that, I appreciate more than you would imagine.
Indeed.
Shall we? He as gesturing towards the room that Glimmer just indicated towards.
Mm-hmm. As you guys kind of walk into the back room, it's very messy. It's very messy in there. There is boxes set up everywhere. There's children's toys everywhere. There's half-finished products all over the floor. It's very messy. Walking down a little bit through the back room, and turning a little bit like to your left and such. There's a small clearing. It's probably like a person or two wide. That's more or less not covered in crap. This entire place is clearly built for gnomes, so you're like hunching over. But for the most part, that spot is clean.
Well, not exactly a comfortable space, so when you're ready, he says, pulling up a sleeve and holding his arm out to her, and having his gold rune with the other her hand.
Alrighty, let's get draining.
Second stab of the day is just as easy as the first one was. It literally takes maybe 10 seconds. As you fill up yet another vial, and you're able to heal yourself as well. Very quick, mostly painless process as the vial gets filled up. Honestly, your back is in more pain than your arm is.
Yeah, that checks. You're a wonder worker there, Sapphire. Thank you very much. I owe you much for this one.
You are welcome.
Shall we? He's stepping out, or opening the door again. I'd rather not stay here any longer than I have to. He says, stepping back out into the main room and holding the door for her to come with him.
You see a couple of kids have run over to you, and they have these little wagons, basically little wooden wagon things. They're just slowly running up and down your legs because they can. It's like the scales create a rugged road that they can move the cars on, or wagons on.
He says before her chuckling, seeing their antics. Lively ones this morning, are we?
Yeah, they do that. They don't see Dragonborns very often, so it's always a mysterious new thing for them.
Those are our antics in typical clan and structure. Does make it pretty rare that we find ourselves anywhere near our towns. No, I suppose that just makes me and my sister an enigma.
She kind of holds out her hand for the vial.
I'm assuming I'm probably out of reach, so I'm just going to reach down and pat the kid. She's like, what you're doing, it's fine, but I need to keep moving.
They all kind of scooch out of the way for the most part, going back to their usual play.
I will return to Glimmer, and I will hand her the vial.
Nice, nice. See her take the vial, takes on the scales, pulls out a weird thingamajig, and just starts messing with it in pretty much ways you legitimately cannot fathom. You've been staring at creation for a long time, especially being a blacksmith and a woodsmith and stuff like that. You have no idea what the fuck she's doing. This is like a whole nother level to the shit that you can imagine. She's like crafting it together. Even in front of your eyes, you still have no idea what she's doing. After like probably 10, 15 minutes or so, she's finally finished, and she holds up what looks to be like a weird, almost like emblem of sorts, clearly using your scales like the backdrop to it, and she kind of like hands it over to you. Here you go. This should be able to more get less give you a general direction of where your sister is at nearly any time. The closer you are to her, the better it's going to point, and from here you can see the weird cursor in the middle, almost like a compass, is kind of like spinning somewhat slowly, but it's spinning in a circle. And she's like, it can't quite tell, but once you get closer, you kind of like hone on to her. It should be able to start magically, registering her general, I guess, what's the word? What would be the word? Essence. And be able to kind of start pinpointing it. Yeah, her presence of sorts, and it'll start guiding you in that direction and towards her, wherever it might be needing to.
He'll pick it up and take a look at it. So, how close would you estimate that we'd need to be before it'll start finding a direction?
A couple of miles should be able to tell you a general direction where she is, and once you start getting within probably a couple 100 yards, you'll feel pull more than anything else. This thing is quite a mighty beast once you get close enough. So after a couple 100 yards away from her, I'd probably say you feel pull, and you'll generally know where it's wanting you to go.
But only a few miles. That could complicate a few things. Still, this help a lot. Thank you.
No worries. Always happy to help.
I still say, hey, you're way too generous for your own good.
Hey, more people I get to be around me, the more people who get to pay me. So, it works out for me.
I suppose it does. Yes. Will you be needing any more odds and ends from the smithy? Yeah, I suppose while I'm here, I'm more than happy to go see what sort of things we have when I get down there later today.
Nah, I gotta talk to Boren about a few things myself, so don't worry, I'll be seeing him a little bit later.
Fair enough. He turns back towards Sapphire and Zero. Anything else you need to chat with her about while we're here? I haven't even been on.
No. I'm just always amazed to see what she comes up with.
Ah, you flatter me too much.
I do no such thing. I flatter you just the right amount.
Alright. Sounds good. Alrighty. You guys start to leave her spot. We'll call it emblem for now. It's just in a very slow, very soft spin.
He stares down, or Galmar stares down at it for a few moments before carefully sliding it into a pocket. I don't have the heart. Just like muttering, hey guys, we're about to leave. I'm not certain I have the heart to tell her I'm probably going to need to break this thing when we're done. Just simply so nobody uses it to track her down again.
I think she would understand.
Perhaps. But I'd imagine it's a complicated design and on its own on several levels. I wonder, I hope the residue is strong enough in the ley line tunnel so that it might amplify it a bit. Though, I'm not holding my breath as if this really does only go for a few miles.
I don't know if we'll ever see the ley line tunnels again.
Perhaps. But I do know for certain that was probably the pathway that she was carried through, so if it does leave residue like that out around inside, that would probably be one of the better back entrances into the city. Or at least the tower she's hiding in. At least that's the hope.
Although I do want to talk to Roderick's spouse.
Be careful with that. You know how Alda feels about them.
Mm. I'll be careful.
As you guys chit chat, we're gonna look at Ania, Dakota, and Aldous. You guys are heading through Technolopolis, listening to the now new, somewhat more peaceful sounds of the explosions. As you guys get closer to the inner sanctum, of course starts to quiet down again. You guys pass into it, and you head over to Alicia's house, which is identical to the last time that you guys saw it. Still more nature-oriented than most of the other ones, and a lot more like plants and other things like that around.
Okay, are there like guards right outside or anything?
Yeah, there's those two Leonin guards that you remember from last time you saw Alicia with guards. They're both just standing there, staring, not really seeming to do much or care much about the situation around them.
Okay, before we get too close, Ania's gonna like turn to Dakota and Aldith and is like,
Okay, I'm here to talk to the ambassador about
maybe ways we can avoid, and she nods to Dakota, Ebra and Kieran.
both of you feel free to ask any questions or intervene or cut in, anything like that, okay? Any questions before we go in?
I don't think I don't think I got any.
No, I think we're good.
Awesome.
And she'll give like a thumbs up. And then she'll head over to the guards.
Nice, nice. They're pretty much on like both sides of the door, and they are easily 2 to 3 feet taller than you. So they are both imposing, to say the least. And they both look down at you, and the one on your right says, "Hello."
Hello.
And she waves to both. It's like,
We're here to see the ambassador.
He slowly raises a hand and knocks on the door for you. After probably a minute or two, you see Alicia kind of open the door a little bit, and then seeing you, she opens it fully, and she goes, Ania, and your party. Welcome in.
Hello, half my party. We are here to talk on more business stuff today.
I see. Well, she kind of steps to the side and gestures with her hand. Come on in.
thank you, and she'll head on in.
Nice. I assume to go to all to follow?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alrighty. As whoever's in the back kind of moves through the door, the guard, that same guard from your guys' right, turns and follows the person, whoever is in the back, and closes the door behind them as they step inside and just watch over the three of you.
Standing for the door.
Yeah. She goes, don't worry about him. He's, well, you know.
I understand.
She sits down, and her area is very nice. There's like a mini waterfall in the corner. There's a bunch of general forest themed stuff, a lot of leaves everywhere, a lot of like vines, and she sits down on one of the chairs and gestures to a couple more in front of her, and generally her living room kind of space. And she goes, what would you like to talk about?
Nia will take a seat, and before she talks, she goes,
May I cast Detect Magic before
Absolutely.
we begin?
And you'll cast Detect Magic, and just making sure she's looking for any scrying magic, anything that's spying on them.
To the best of your ability to tell, there is nothing in this room that is a magic aside from the waterfall, and that is some kind of magic that you kind of register as specifically Alicia's magic.
Okay, cool. And she's just gonna keep that passively up, because she can do that, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
To the best of my knowledge,
she's opening with,
We are going to be leaving for Star Shadow soon. And we just wanted to double check with you. And I have a few things I wanted to tell you about it and ask you. Number one is that we are going to be able to get there very quickly, like within the week.
Oh?
Yes. And I would rather not tell you how, just because it's spooky to talk about things, but it's totally fine. But we can get there very quickly and plan to.
I see. Okay, that is good to know.
2.
And she'll look to Dakota, and she goes,
We aren't sure how to approach the city because both your brothers hate Dakota and also may hate the party as an extension. And if we go through the front gate as they're expecting us, although they won't expect us in a short amount of time, we are worried things won't go well.
Well, that is a difficulty. The main gate is one of the main ways into Star Shadow, especially given the last couple 100 years. If I had brought you in there myself, that wouldn't be too much of a problem, but obviously there's some difficulties with that. You wondering if there's a secret passage, or...?
Not exactly. I'm wondering if there is any way, what's it called? So for example, as an ambassador, when you go into a city, are you granted like alleviance from being arrested suddenly or things like that?
How do you mean exactly?
So, is there any way for if we were to enter through the front gate and they wanted to arrest Dakota immediately, that we would hopefully not get immediately arrested?
I suppose it depends on a few factors. To the best of my knowledge, my brother has not had any wanted signs for your group in general. As such, there is no official proceedings that would put you under the law, so to speak. You are adventurers, and I believe you have all of your guild badges, correct?
Yes.
Then showing that to the guards will allow you into the Adventurers Hall at least. There, they have a slightly different jurisdiction than the Elven military itself. As long as you're within the Adventurers Hall, the only ones who can arrest you, I suppose, are the guild. It's one of the reasons why it's set up that way, is to make it so that the guild has precedence, I suppose. So at the very least, you wouldn't be arrested by any of the Elven military as long as you're within the Adventurers Hall itself. Once you get past that, such as inside of the Star Shadow Library, you may have more issue, but is unlikely unless you make waves. My brothers don't look as heavily into the city as one might imagine. Everon is often looking around and trying to find outside threats, while Kieran is usually focused on the pursuit of magic itself. Normally, I would be the one who would be focused on the city, but I believe that Everon's daughter is right now temporarily in my position.
Dakota perks up at that.
What's her name, if I may?
Dakota. What was her name again?
Hold on. I have this. I have this somewhere. I haven't looked at it in months. Where did I put? I think I would put it in there. And Tyrant. The picture of her. Stella. Stella Moonblade.
Stella Moonblade.
Okay, so getting to the Adventurers Hall should be fairly fine and safe, and we're safe as long as we're in there. Going past that is a little bit more hazy, but they're unlikely to be there waiting for us.
Indeed. Depending on how much of a wave that Everon believes you two would have made, it's possible the city doesn't know you exist. Usually when Everon finds threats, well, High Elves like to be as far away from any form of conflict that they possibly can be. They are, how do you say, oblivious on purpose. They believe that a life that allows them to not worry about all the others allows them to live happily. To a degree, this is true, but is difficult to sustain. Everon believes this with his whole heart and tries everything possible to make it so that his people are able to live a life without outsiders. So if there is a threat such as I seem to believe Dakota poses, he likely would keep that as far down low as possible and try to kill Dakota long before Dakota reaches his town.
Ania is actually seems almost pleased that Alicia straight up just said kill Dakota. Like he's acknowledging that her brother wants to kill Dakota. She's like, oh yeah, we're on the same page. It's great. And she would continue. I mean, I just had something in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Since we are going to be getting there early, have you sent, like, any sort of missive ahead? Is there going to be any trouble, or just we are an adventuring party entering the city?
I've
And doesn't
not
really matter when we get
sent
there.
anything ahead so far.
Oh.
Likely I would. I had no idea when you would be leaving, per se, so no advance party is sent for your knowledge. I can, if you'd like me to, but by the sounds of it, you would arrive faster than I.
Yes, we were under the assumption that they were expecting our arrival. This is actually quite good.
If you would like, I can craft a message for you that you can carry a letter of sorts to emphasize the necessity of your arrival.
Oh, so if anyone questions us, we can show them your letter?
Indeed.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Would be really useful.
Yeah. What is it exactly you want us to investigate there?
Something is going on with the council, and I do not know what it is. If I were there, I feel like they would treat me almost as far apart as the rest of them do, so I do not believe that I can get as much information as an insider. Therefore, I wish for you to gain information as an outsider. To see what's going on from an outside perspective, to see how they treat, to see how they move and how they interact, and, well, any other information that you can possibly gain. My brothers have something that they are planning that I am not privy to. As you can imagine, I do not like that.
Ania nods again, and then her voice gets more serious, and she leans forward slightly, holding onto her staff.
We actually do already have some information in that regard, though we haven't been to the city ourselves.
Oh?
We believe...
And she, like, double checks, like, glances to Dakota and Aldith, like, making sure neither of them are, like, you shouldn't say shit.
Don't say this shit,
like
Chop.
Dakota thinks for a moment, but he nods. It's sort of you can talk to her about it.
Mm-hmm.
Seems chill.
Aldith will only nod after Dakota has confirmed that it's okay.
And she looks back. It's like,
We believe there's some sort of artifact held within the council room, and we believe this artifact has some sort of ability to, I suppose, infect the minds of those around it. And we think it's been doing so for a very long time.
That is frustrating. Do you know what this artifact is?
We have a suspicion it's linked to...
and she looks like she's having trouble speaking, but not because she's hiding anything, more because she's not sure how to describe it.
Yeah.
And she continues on.
Did you... This is going to sound like an odd side thing, but did you hear of the boar that we were told to hunt down by the orc
Indeed.
clan earlier? So
Most
this
of the adventuring
boar...
guild heard about it.
This boar was infected by another artifact of this kind that is basically possessed by an entity that I suppose you could say seeks a certain type of emotion. In this case, it was trying to make everything around it angry, wrathful, and this boar had not only been driven into an crazed anger towards anything around it, but it was given life and size beyond what it should have held. It just kept bleeding even though it should have died of blood loss long ago. We slayed the boar and got rid of the artifact, but we believe the one in the Elven Kingdom is specifically aligned towards the concept of greed and want.
That would make sense as to my brothers. Greed for magic and a greed for, I suppose, power, but maybe standing would be more accurate.
And you will nod.
That is concerning. The
We
others
want
on the
to
council
remove-
I don't know have been affected, but they are not as prevalent most of the time.
We've heard that even touching this artifact can warp your mind, so even being in the vicinity of it, if it's over a long enough period of time, would be able to affect people.
Indeed. Do you know where this artifact is?
And she'll look to Dakota.
Are you... There's a room somewhere up there. The council's chairs. There's a place there.
The council room, yes.
Yes. I believe it may be in there. On the chairs. Some kind of orb?
She kind of raises her eyebrow at Dakota. Of mostly
This is
curiosity.
what I've heard. I got sources.
I see.
I have my sources.
Yes, within the council room, the star chair has a black orb that sits on top of it. It's we assumed it was made out of obsidian. Has a nice sheen to it. Kind of is one of the things that sets apart that chair from the rest. You believe that is the object?
I believe so. Yes. Are you familiar at all with where it came from?
No,
Or
that was
what
long
it
before
is?
my time.
It's always been.
More or less. I know that my grandmother specialized in finding artifacts, hence the guild, but, I don't know. That was never seen as an artifact, so I'm not sure if that would ever be within our archives.
Interesting.
Ania is quiet for a second. She's trying to think, which is story speak for story is going through her notes. And she's like,
I think I heard the name Shard of Night?
Shard of Night.
If I recall correctly, I believe it was put there 600 years ago or so.
Interesting. That would certainly have been before my time. If that is the case, that would be after my grandmother. That would make sense. She was quite kind, and my parent was not.
Your grandmother, did she spend a lot of time in the council room?
No, she
I assume
despised
she was... But your mother did.
Yes. My grandmother was one of those people that believed adventure and navigation of the world helped you see the world for what it truly is, for better or for worse. So she did not spend a lot of time in the council room, aside from checking in and well, when she was forced to interact with all the other seats. She had that seat purely because she had the magic to back it up. When my mother took the council, my grandmother was thrilled and overjoyed by it as she got to investigate more and more of the world around her, which eventually led to her death. But for my mother, the council room was the only thing she cared about.
That does sound like it tracks, then. People with exposure to that room. Removing the artifact, of course, would be very difficult, though we plan to try.
Well, I do not know much about it, unfortunately. I've spent precious few minutes inside of that council room to the best of my ability. I mostly have been sent on diplomatic missions to here whenever I am there. My brothers have spent more time in there than I do believe they spend in their own houses, so that would make sense, unfortunately. If you're able to remove it, I do hope that will remove the influence as well, and maybe adjust their way of thinking. Maybe I will have to go back.
We've dealt with a few of these artifacts before.
And she thinks for a moment. It's like,
I can't give you any certain outcome, but considering it's just their wands affected, I believe it'll be a bit of a mix if it is successfully removed. The influence won't grow, but I believe their mindsets probably have already grown used to it. It would be wonderful if they would just snap out of it, but they probably have convinced themselves it is their own thinking at this point. I cannot guarantee anything.
I appreciate you bringing this to my attention. My siblings are not evil, but they are not good in the way that we might think them to be.
Winces at her first saying not evil.
If they were to meet some kind of end, as I'm sure they will try to bring about, Everon especially, there will not be a tear lost if they do not survive. Not anymore.
Nia nods and looks to both Dakota and Aldith, because Nia seems like she's pretty satisfied.
I think Dakota's fairly satisfied, I suppose.
Cool. Aldith?
Aldith is as satisfied as she'll get.
Sounds about right.
Nia looks back like,
That letter you suggested, I believe, would be absolutely wonderful for us. Is there any questions you have for us? I know this is probably a lot of very sudden information.
I do not believe so. I believe I will have more questions for when you return. In the meantime, she kind of like snaps her fingers, and the Leonin kind of like hands her some parchment and a few other things from inside like a small box. And she starts drafting essentially like a letter to you, folds it, and closes it with a wax seal, and she hands it to you. In the meantime, deliver this to any guard that you see, be at the front gate or anywhere else, and they will let you in without much of a hassle or worry. If they do have a hassle or worry, they are very well aware I will strip their entire title from their existence, and they will be demoted to the lowest possible rank. It's not something I would actually do, but they know I can.
Ania will nod appreciatively, and when the Leonin came over, could I have run an insight check? Because I assume he's just been there and maybe listening the entire time.
Oh yeah. Feel free to insight.
Nice.
Nice. You can tell. So it's hard to read this dude. You can tell he has practiced poker face to such an intensity that even Alicia's is comparable to it. But you can still like see bits and pieces through him. He is clearly incredibly relaxed at the moment. More or less focused entirely on his job. You know that most Leonins are, to a degree, some kind of like general monk attitude, because most of them were raised in some kind of monastery. So it primarily focuses on focusing on yourself and seeing the world through yourself as a lens. And so as you look at him and kind of get into insight, it doesn't seem like he particularly cares about your group, but you can tell, especially with this insight, he has watched every single movement that you guys have made since walking through these doors. Literally nothing has passed his sight so far.
Oh wait,
And he
hold
is
on.
pretty chill.
I think Dakota did have another question for Alicia.
What's that?
Yeah.
Dakota's gonna say, it's like, you said Everon's daughter is like stationed around Star Shadow, that in the area.
Indeed. She is temporarily in my position. It is her wish to take my spot in the future. But for now, she's in between. She was born Everon's daughter, so if he dies, that will be her next place. If I step down or I die, it is her choice and desire to take mine as soon as she is fully matured. So whichever one comes first will be where she stands. But for now, she's learned the in and outs of my position, and she's temporarily where I would be.
Do you think she takes much after Everon's psychology?
No.
Do you think she might be a concern when we're there?
She despises her father's way of doing things. She follows in my footsteps to a degree, and her father has always hated that about her. He wishes for her to learn combat the same way that he did, and she is a prodigy at combat, but she wishes to learn people. She wishes to understand those around her. She wishes to understand the people around her and the races that she comes into contact to. So her father's single-minded focus is something she despises.
Right.
It's been a conflict between them for ages.
Yeah, he kind of nods, but I think it might be very like subtle. There's like just like a moment of not quite confusion, more like conflict at that description.
Do you know the child?
Not particularly. I knew of her. We were vaguely acquainted.
Interesting.
Sources. Kind of trails off.
Right.
Do you know if she is someone who would spend a lot of time in the council room?
No. No one in the council room is allowed to be in there aside from the council members. So she is not allowed to be in the council room until she takes my seat proper. For now, she is simply informed of what the council has decided and about the goings and comings of most of the people in the town, and she is doing my duties with half the information.
Ambassador in training.
Indeed.
This has been wonderful. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you for coming to talk to me. It's always wonderful to interact with you.
Thank you kindly, miss. Tips his hat.
Leonin kind of stands to the side, opening the path to the door.
Neil's pretty happy to get out of there.
Yeah, that's good.
Doing well.
Yeah. As you guys walk out, the Leonin follows the last member through the door, slowly closes it behind him, steps off to the side.
Wait.
Oh.
I think Alda's gonna hesitate and not entirely leave.
Oh.
She has some questions.
Okay.
She's curious about Greta. She's curious about that situation.
Right.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
Your question will probably be the end of the session. We'll come back to it next session. But what was the question that you have?
Does
Alda's
like
Go ahead.
Does she's like waiting for Nia and Dakota to like fully leave and is like wants to stay for a bit longer?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Nia would probably look back, and I assume I don't need an insight for this.
You do not know.
It'll take her a second, and then she'll like perk up and be like,
Oh, we'll wait out here for you.
You see the Leonin who's on your guys' left of the door kind of look through the door, see the other Leonin who nods, he just reaches and grabs the doorknob and slowly closes the door. Okay.
Aldith will be polite because she's never really interacted with Alicia before. So she'll give like a quick little bow and then she'll be like, pardon my intrusiveness, I suppose. And if you don't feel comfortable answering, you don't have to. I'm curious on how do I phrase this? I know, at least I think I know about Greta. I am just curious on what happened.
See her raise her eyebrow at the mention of Greta, and she goes, well, sister always did have weird tastes. Sit down.
She will
good
sit.
job.
Alright, and with that, we are going to be ending the session. If you guys have enjoyed this, please go check out my players because they are awesome. Players T. So go check them out because they are super wonderful and I appreciate them greatly. We are going to be back in a couple of hours for some Still Wakes the Deep if you guys are interested in some spooky scaries and some horror. And then next week, Friday, we should be back. I think we should be back on. Let me double check my schedule real quick. Yes, we should be back with some D&D, Tyrant's Wrath and King's Kindness, hopefully. But we still have a few things left this week. We got Ghostlight Horror Night, or Still Wakes the Deep in a couple hours. And then tomorrow, we're not doing D&D. Instead, we're doing Are We There Yet? Which should be a whole lot of fun. I'm very excited for it. In the meantime, let's find somebody to raid, and we're going to have a good time. Feel free to copy the raid message if you guys are interested in doing so. I think we're going to raid my friendable Bendo MV, because she is doing some V-Rising with a couple of folks, and it was her birthday a couple of days ago, and I wanted to give her some love. So we're going to raid Envy, tell her she's cool, she's awesome, happy late birthday, and we'll see all of you fine folks in a couple of hours for some Stoics Deep. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.